I will be presenting on women's rights. From July 19th to the 20th of 1848 at Seneca Falls, New York, the Seneca Falls Convention was held where 300 people arrived at the convention. 68 women and 32 men gathered to sign the Declaration of Sentiments, which eventually led to the 19th Amendment, which granted women the right to vote. The convention then became an annual event. Here is a timeline of important events which I will be talking more about throughout the presentation. The initial goal was to earn the right for women to be able to vote, and not only that, but having equal representation in the government, unveiled the lack of opportunity, especially for middle class women, and the amount of racism and challenges colored women faced. By having leaders such as Susan B. Anthony, Jocelyn Gage, Abby K. Foster, and many more to speak out about all the struggles women have had, they were able to spread the word out, which evolved the movement, making it bigger. A few achievements attained are the 19th Amendment, which was finally ratified in 1920, which granted women all over the U.S. to be able to vote. The Equal Pay Act, which was published by the Commission in 1963, which was to obliterate the pay gap between men and women. The Patsy Mink Equal Opportunity in Education Act, which happened in 1972, giving better and equal opportunities for women, especially for female athletes. If you look at this slide, there are one of the many important protests. Although with the many achievements, there were also setbacks that came along, like anti-feminists who were against the amendment and wanted to invalidate a taxpayer-funded abortion. This was talked about all over while the Equal Rights Amendment was being voted on, and sadly, the amendment did fall 3 states short. Matilda Joslyn Gage was a 19th century woman suffragist, a free thinker, and an author. Gage for 5 years served as the president of the New York State Suffrage Association. She also organized what's called the Women's Natural Liberal Union, which was to assert women's right to self-government. She served as a president of this union until her death in Chicago of 1898. Susan B. Anthony was famous for her speeches demanding that women be given the right to vote. At times, she risked being arrested for sharing her ideas in public. In addition, she co-founded the American Equal Rights Association, spending most of her life working for women's rights. Sadly, Anthony died 14 years before women were able to vote. We can apply the principle of access to women's rights because of how women and some men wanted access to voting rights for women. The principle of diversity and participation can be applied because of the need of diversity in the government, not just having men but women all over. Women of all colors, so it is equal and a voice is able to speak for all kinds of people. Human rights, because being able to vote is a human right and not having to worry about gender discrimination. And the reason why I chose this topic is because as a young woman, I think it is important that we are able to do as much as anyone in the world, and I am grateful that we are given better opportunities than what they had back then. Without the movements that have happened, we wouldn't be where we are today. And that is it. Thank you.